Good evening and welcome to another Burners News and Views. I'm your host, Don Burgess, and tonight we have with us Andre Showtime Lambe, or if I was doing it in a boxing announcer's voice, Andre Showtime Lambe.
That's pretty
Welcome.
good. How you doing, man?
Good. We're going to get a little bit into your last fight and your future fight, but we'll
Yeah.
take a step back. And what made you decide to get into boxing? And by the way, congratulations on your first round knockout.
Thank you. I was always like intrigued by different sports and things like that. So I tried I tried badminton, I tried sailing, all different sports. And one of my friends at school was doing kickboxing, and I asked him, like how did you get into that and stuff like that. And he introduced me to this gym up Cedar Hill, 40 Riga's gym. And I went up there, tried it out for a little bit, and like in the first like couple of weeks, like they saw like I had some pretty good talent, and so I stuck around with it, and I got pretty good at it. I ended up beating my friend that showed me about it. So I was like, yeah, this is something I'm pretty good at. So I stuck with it.
Yeah, and I just want to sort of segue a little bit here. You were very classy in your response to comments on Facebook and social media about attention for your win as compared to Flora. And I just want to say, you are a class act, but you were just saying backstage a little bit how you actually did triathlon for a little bit.
Yeah. I did triathlon for 2 years, and I came first only because I was the only person in the mountain bike division. So I did it 2 years in a row. But no, the triathlon is not easy. I was spent after the swimming, so I don't know how she does it. I give her all the respect for that. But yeah.
Now, how did you come about your nickname Showtime?
It was actually a DJ. His on Hot 107.5. I was when I got my first win. He was like, he saw me working at a snowboard stand, and he was like, man, when you came out Saturday night, man, the night was so boring, and then when you came out, you just brought up the energy, like, and he called me the energy god. He still calls me that, and he's like, you was so much energy when you came out, blah blah blah, and eventually that just transpired into Showtime. Like when I come out, then the show's about to start, and after me usually was like Teresa Perazzi will be fighting. I was usually like co-main event or something like that, or Nikki will be fighting after me. So like when I come out, like it's showtime, and the show's about to start.
Yeah.
So
Now I remember doing an interview with you at National Stadium, and you had the gold trunks on and the gold shoes.
Yeah.
Decided to how early into your fighting career did you decide to wear that and add a little flash to the name?
To the name, yeah. It was like when I was watching the events, because like I came later on in the sport. So when I was watching the events, I noticed that a lot of the boxers and stuff were like wearing like regular boxing trunks. So I was like, I watched this on TV, so I was like, I want to bring something back so that they could look at me and see like, oh, this guy looks like this guy's on TV. So I was like, yeah, let me get some trunks made up. And I found a tailor, Mr. Brown, run by Artie Blacks, and he started doing my trunks. And yeah, now it looks professional, And that's what I try to go for,
Yeah, part of the thing is like it helped, at least for me, it helped make you stand out even before you got into the ring. That, oh, who's the guy in the gold? Oh, that's Andre Lambe. It's very easy to remember because you're not like everybody else.
Yeah. I learned that
always in the clothes.
I learned that at Cedar Ridge. My principal, she was like, you got to look the part to be the part. So I take that in life, Miss Richards, she said, look the part to be the part. So, I put a lot of effort into what I look like and all that before I go into the ring, and then I always try to perform when I get in there. So, yeah.
Now, are you complete original, or did you take a little bit from somebody here and there to sort of personify your look?
My look, I mean, the first couple pairs of trunks I took from Errol Spence. He's a pro boxer. He fights at 147. like I couldn't really think of my own designs, but lately I've been coming up with my own designs. And I also have a team behind me that comes up with some designs as well. So we got a few in the locker. So yeah, I've been doing that lately, and things like that. So
Will we be seeing any Showtime merch?
soon. It would have been if COVID didn't hit, we would have had so much stuff out right now. But it's just gonna take some time now. We got to figure out how we're gonna get these orders done and things like that. But yeah, soon, eventually.
Now, what made you decide to turn pro? What made you just say, "Well, I've had enough of being an amateur. I want to try this at the professional level"?
Well, I was in the Olympic trials. I did CAC games. I done Pan Ams. I done Pan Am qualifiers and all those different events. And I was fighting in those events, and eventually, like something happened where they said it was gonna be no boxing in Olympics at all, due to some unforeseen things in the background. So I was like, I didn't want to wait around to see if they were gonna have boxing in the Olympics or not, and keep trying out for something that might not happen. So I was like, well, if this ain't gonna happen, then I'm just gonna go and turn professional. I already have been sparring and fighting with those guys out in the Olympic trials, and I was doing good. In the sparring sessions, I was beating those guys. I was unlucky to like been in like the main events to get to the Olympics officially, but in the sparring sessions and all that, I was beating these guys like so I was like, I know I'm on the level to turn professional. And when they cut boxing out of the Olympics, I was like, I'm just gonna turn professional. It's about time I did it.
Right. So I know they had boxing in the Tokyo Games. What are the rules? Are professional boxers allowed in that? I know in some sports they still hold that line, but
It depends. I think it's like 10 different countries that are allowed to turn professional and box in the Olympics, and you also have to have fought in these competitions before you turn professional. Bermuda's not on that list, so since I turned professional, I wasn't allowed to go. But a lot of the guys that I saw in the Olympics and stuff, I fought like next to them in the trials, so I was watching them, and I know these guys, so it's crazy. But yeah, Bermuda's not on that list, so it is what it is.
Okay. Now we have some footage of your first fight, which you won at the Fairmont Southampton in front of the home fans. We're going to show you about a minute clip, and just want you to comment what was going through your mind as the footage rolls. So what was going through your mind in that little segment there?
Man, he was I had knocked him down twice already. So like when he threw that last little flurry, I knew that like that was his last push. So I was like, let me try to push him back, and I caught him with that last punch, and it was over. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just in his end.
Can you recall what you were feeling as you jumped up on the ropes and you were pounding your chest there?
Man, I was
going through that.
I was just filled with so much emotion, because like a lot had happened before the event. I had some health scares and things like that. My coach passed away, so and he always wanted me to go professional. So it was just a lot of things, and people doubted me and stuff like that. So I was just happy that I could come through and make the people proud. So that was pretty much it.
Now, your last fight was a couple of weeks ago. How was fighting away different, obviously, than not being in front of the home fans?
Man, I was filled with a lot of emotion. Luckily, we had a good bit of Bermudians out there, and a lot of people in Florida have actually been following me and following my career and actually supported me. So uh, when I came out, it was so much noise, so much people shouting, just like in Bermuda. So like when I went out there, I felt at home. The only difference is the ring was a lot smaller. I don't know if you guys could see that on TV when I was fighting, but the ring here was way bigger, and I'm a mover, so that ring was small. So, but yeah, it worked out in my favor. I ended up being the aggressive one. So.
Now, how would you describe your fighting style? I know you've got 2 knockouts in 2 matches.
Mm-hmm.
Are you expecting yourself to continue with a bunch of knockouts in the future, or you just said you were a mover? So
It's hard to say. I mean, when I was an amateur, I fought at 152. So I was fighting at a heavier weight when I was amateur. Now I'm professional. I fight at 140, so that's 12 pounds less. I drop weight. So I'm usually the bigger guy. So I don't know. I'll probably be getting a lot of knockouts. I was knocking a lot of guys down at 152. So this is 140. So I should be knocking guys out a lot at this weight. So we'll see. I usually don't go for the knockout, but if it comes, it comes. So I got the power to do it. So we'll see.
So what made you decide to go down 12 pounds weight class?
As an amateur, I only fought at 152 because in the tournaments and stuff like that, it's hard for me to stay at 140 for like multiple days in the amateurs. As a professional, I could just go down to 140 and then I could rehydrate the next day. So which is fine. But as an amateur it was hard to do that. So I always knew I could drop down, but yeah, that's why I waited for pros to do that.
Now, who are you working with to help you with your training and managing?
In Bermuda, for my first pro fight, I was working with Palana Andrade. That's my coach now. If you see all the pictures, you see him right there. He is working close with Rigo. He learned a lot from Rigo over the years. So I've been working with him. Our chemistry is like untouched. We're like the same. And for my pro debut, we had Troy Darrow come in, and Troy Darrow had a lot of knockouts when he was a professional. So he was showing me the ropes and things like that. So that was for my pro debut. Out in Orlando, Florida, I work with Johnny Estella at Impact Boxing Gym. Rigo had taken me out there for my first fight, so we've been working with them for a while. And Johnny, man, he knows exactly like how to work with me. I don't know, it's crazy. Like when we first started working, he just knew exactly what to do. Like, and he trains his son, who's also professional, who's fighting this Saturday. Giovanni Estella, El Rayo. His fighting Saturday, and I do a lot of sparring with him, and he's a big guy, like 6 foot, 78-inch reach, and he's strong. So he gets me ready for these fights and stuff too. So I'm happy with my team, really.
At your weight class, how does your height measure up? Are you going to be about the same height as other people, or are you going to be a little taller?
I've been a bigger guy most of the time. I'm 5'11", just under 6 foot. You don't see a lot of 5'11" guys at 140, and I cut the weight pretty well. So like you'll see me at the weigh-in looking ripped, and then fight night I'm just like a big tank. So compared to the other guys that I'm fighting, so I mean it is what it is.
Now, tell us a little bit about your last fight and your knockout. Were you expecting it as quick as it happened?
No, I was not. This guy we saw. I was supposed to fight 2 other guys, and they pulled out. They said they didn't want to fight. So this guy came in, and we watched his tapes, and he was a very aggressive fighter. Like he was an MMA fighter, and he did fight a boxing match. And when we watched his fight, he was just flat out the whole time. We saw 3 rounds of what he did, and he was just like aggressive the whole time. So we knew coming into this fight that this guy was probably gonna be aggressive. He's shorter than me, but that don't mean nothing. Like Mike Tyson was like 5'9" or something. Oh, he was 5'11", just like me, but he's fighting guys 6 foot. So we was expecting him to be very aggressive. And when we got out there, my coach told me like he's aggressive. So if you hit him and he flinches or he moves back or anything like that, then that's not his game plan. Like he's used to coming forward. So when I came out and I hit him with a hook, he like flew across the ring. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'm got the power advantage. Like, so that's when I started to push forward, and I just went all out aggressive. I had the energy to do it, so I was like, yeah, I'm ready to fight now. So
Especially in the first round when it's all just bubbling over.
yeah. I was sparring 8 rounds, and then it's like 6 to 8 rounds, so I was ready. So yeah. But yeah, I had to take him out of his game plan. I didn't want him to be the aggressor. I switched it on him, and I don't think he was expecting that at all.
Now, how important is it for you to do the video preparation before a fight and know what your opponent's going to do?
I usually don't watch videos. I leave that for my team. Like my coach, Palan. I let all my other coaches watch the videos. I just trust in what they say. Like I said, what connected. So I just listen to what they tell me, and we work on so many different things that I think they trust that I listen as well. So yeah, we just got that chemistry in our corner. So.
Now, how much did the pandemic affect your fight schedule? Because you had your debut last year in January,
Right, yeah.
and then you just had this fight. It was like 18 months between. Were you hoping to get some? Obviously, I mean, you were probably hoping to get something in between then. But what sort of effect did that have on you?
Yeah, I was supposed to fight 2 weeks after the pandemic hit, like when they called lockdown. I was supposed to fight, and I was scheduled to fight like 5 to 6 fights that year. So I was planning on being very active. And when the pandemic hit, that just cut all my fights out. I wasn't able to train, things like that. I was working, so like even when I wanted to come home and if I wanted to run or things like that, we were on lockdown, so I couldn't go outside. I couldn't do a lot of things. And the heaviest I ever been in my life was like 155, 150, 154, around about that. And after the pandemic, I was weighing 162. So like that was like the heaviest I've ever been in my life. So once they opened up the airport and stuff like that, I was like, I need to get out and get to training. So that's when I went out to Florida. I went out there in January just to train, not even to get a fight, like just to train, get myself back in shape, things like that, and get my spirit back. And once I got that, that's when we lined up the fight, and we started working towards that.
Yeah, when you say get your spirit back, did that have an effect on you, not being able to get into the ring?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, you go through a lot. Like, this is what I've been working on for years. Like before the pandemic, I had been boxing for 9 years. Like, and I always dreamed of, fighting on the big stage. So for them to for everything to stop, it takes a big toll from you. And you think about like, what am I supposed to do now? Like, is this gonna happen? Like, and things like that. So just to build yourself back up and things like that, and just to get your confidence back, because it takes a lot to fight. I mean, it's not an easy sport. So it just took time to like build all that back up to get back in there.
Yeah. It was interesting to hear you say you had 5 to 6 fights lined up. And I know, like back in the heyday of Bermudian boxing with Troy and Clarence Hill, if you went back and you looked at their fight schedules, Troy was fighting 4, 5, 6 matches a year. Same with Clarence. How do you think that's going to be of a benefit to you? I mean, because recent Bermudian boxers, I say probably over the last 10 or 15 years, they might get in 1 fight, 2 fights a year. So your schedule seems to be harkening back to the golden days of Bermuda boxing.
Yeah, I just wanted to keep the sport alive, keep it active. I saw a lot of people were enjoying watching and things like that, and that's what I like to do. I like to entertain. So I just wanted to keep the sport going, and if I'm fighting, a lot of the younger fighters that want to fight as well, they have a platform to fight under. So if I'm the main event or things like that, then we got these kids to fight under. But I just wanted to stay active, and the more I fight, the better I get. The more training camps I do, the more knowledge I learn, the different people I fight and things like that. So that's why I wanted to keep active, and 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 my main goal is to get to a world title. So the more fights I get, the faster I get to a world title. So.
Now, you talked about the more you learn. What did you learn from your created match against Williams?
I learned that I'm a dog. I'm pretty strong myself. So I was I won't admit it, but I was a little worried. I was looking. I was like, this guy's very aggressive, and I haven't fought an aggressive guy in a while. Like in a fight, I spar a lot of aggressive guys, so I'm not worried about that. But I was like, let's see what this guy's got. But I end up being the aggressive one, and I was the strong guy. So I learned that I'm a bully, and I'm ready for a lot of guys. So.
Now, people who are craving some Showtime action, when's your next fight going to be?
I can't quite talk about it exactly when, but the next fight is potentially local. There's a lot of things being worked on in the background. So I don't want to spoil it yet, but just know that it will be soon, and we're working on it. So hopefully government can pass the bill so that we can have this fight, and you guys could see some action.
Right. What's the difference? If you wanted to take a positive thing from fighting away, that helped make you feel good, besides the fans cheering in another country for you, what would you say that would have been?
First of all, the exposure, just being seen by different people, by new fans, and just knowing that they also enjoy what I bring to the table. Not just my local fans, like foreign fans, they enjoy watching me as well. So I don't have that doubt in my head anymore. I know I could go away and put on a show, and people still gonna love me. And secondly, it was a lot of people. They don't say it to me personally, but I know what people are saying in the background, talking about the Bermudian fighters can't go away and win, and all sorts of things, like, oh, if they ran away and fought, these guys would be beating them. So I went out there and proved them wrong, and I could go do it again. It was just opportunity. I was just waiting for the opportunity. So those are the things right there, mainly.
Yeah, that's so negative. You hear that often?
No, I mean, I don't usually hear a lot of negativity, especially towards me. People don't talk negative towards me, but like some people would say it, in a different circle, not to me personally. But it is what it is. I enjoy it. When I hear it, I'm like, okay, and then I wanna prove you wrong. That's my whole thing.
Right.
So if I hear it, I'm gonna prove you wrong. Trust me.
Now, you haven't said anything to me, but I'm going to make the assumption that the fight's probably going to be at the Fairmont, Southampton, since that's where most of the fights are. What's the atmosphere like at the Fairmont, Southampton?
It's great over there. I love it. It's just like Fairmont has been like such a great location, and it's so plush. Like, it gives people like a different feel, like other than any other sport on the island. Unlike the football, you're going in your tracksuit, or you're going in different type of clothing. But when you go Fairmont, you see people in button ups and suits and all sorts of things. They're whining and dining and things like that. So it just makes it gives you a different feel. That's what I like.
Yeah. Now, what's the dressing room situation like between the Fairmont and maybe where you just fought last month?
Well, because we're like the main people in Bermuda, we get catered to a little better. We got little our own sections and things like that. Out in where I just came from, it's like just a big open space. Everybody from the blue corners in one big open space, and then you got everybody from red corner in another big open space, and we're just all training pretty much together, trying to warm up and stuff like that. So it's different, and it's fun to see what it's like to not be the main guy. I was just in the background, so it was fun. I enjoyed it though.
Yeah, it's a little bit different because the fans don't actually get to go behind the screens there to see what things are like for you guys.
Oh yeah.
In
I
the
mean,
moment.
well, even in Bermuda, they couldn't do all that stuff. So. But Undisputed Promotions, like they put on a really good event. Like the hotel that they had it in is it's like Fremont. Like it's like they have chandeliers and it's very nice out there. So you know they did a good job out there.
Well, our half hour is almost up. I wanted to give you a chance to say something to the Bermudian public in your own words as to something encouraging them to come out and see your fight whenever that mystery date is revealed, or whatever you want to do to encourage young people to get into the sport.
I just want to say, keep working. Don't give up. Things like that. Sometimes it gets hard, and sometimes things might get in your way to stopping you from doing what you want to do. But you just got to keep working at it, um, uh, and stay motivated. It was hard for me. It was hard for a lot of athletes, but you just got to keep working at it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Andre Showtime Lamb, for being
Of
with us.
course. Anytime.
I always love your effervescent smile that you have. Just
Thank
the ray
you.
of positivity that it is. So,
Thank you.
so again, thank you. And on behalf of Burn News, we want to wish everyone a very beautiful evening.